Yo, what's good, ladies and gentlemen? Top of the evening, top of the evening. Happy Friday to everybody who has officially come along for this lovely Friday Smackdown weekly review and results. I'm your boy DaVon in the flesh with another legendary video. Thank you guys for coming through for your evening, taking time out your following night to come through for this lovely review. SmackDown was really good from everything that you could have asked for and more. I had enjoyed the whole entire presentation. At the same time, it was good and bad. I know a lot of people in the internet wrestling community are going to probably just shit all completely over this actual show. The show was okay. The women did a really great job. The final climax situation between Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes hit a true crossroads, and it was really good from my own personal opinion. I'm excited. I really want to see what might actually happen between those two at WrestleMania. They made it very, very intriguing to have Randy Orton officially go heel, and I'm all for it. I want to see how this may actually go down, and it's gonna be a good one. Thank you guys for coming through out of your evening, and let's go ahead and get into the weekly SmackDown review for the 13th. But let's go ahead and dive into the opening of the show, which was calm, cool, and collective. We started off things in a really big way. Nick Aldis was just about to do a full presentation for SmackDown, but things hit a big railroad when we had Drew McIntyre. He came directly out there and he had his own beef when it came to not only Nick Aldis. He was highly upset because he lost the WWE Championship last week to Cody Rhodes, and things really hit a different peak when it came to everything that had officially happened. I'm excited to see what may happen in his drama, but it really picked up in a really, really big way, ladies and gentlemen. Jacob Fatu came out there. He had a whole lot to say, and things that we never thought we would see. Um, Drew McIntyre had a meltdown, a full meltdown. This is something that has been going on with his character. I'm not liking the way direction they have been going with him as lately, but it hit one of those things where he finally made it. He finally got that big climax as being the WWE champion for a little bit, and they pushed things into the booking with Cody Rhodes, and a lot of people just wasn't feeling that whatsoever. They were not excited whatsoever to have Cody Rhodes be the man to direct everything and be a part of the show, and of course have to be the main event for WrestleMania Night 1. As we know, the main event Night 2 is going to be Roman Reigns versus CM Punk. That feud is hidden to a big direction too. I'm loving the way how the promos have been hidden very, very well. Everything else has been on all cylinders throughout the course with those two, and the rest of the SmackDown is kind of like mid, but it's okay, it's doable. You got Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill. It's gonna be taking place at WrestleMania. We also have Giulia versus Tiffany Stratton for the Women's United States Championship. The Tag Team Championship look like it's going to be in a on the line against the Wyatts, and the Wyatts finally will get the lantern back. So it look like we're going to get Sikoa along with not Jacob for two Tama Tonga to take on the Wyatts again with either Uncle Howdy and Big Rowan, or they might flip it up and then go back to the original tag team, which is going to be with Joe Gacy and as well as Dexter Loomis. But in overall, it was cool for what it was. With everything that had took place tonight with SmackDown. Um, but things hit a crossroads. Drew McIntyre ended up quitting. He basically just said he wasn't in a fair shot with everything. Jacob Fatu was running him down. He was looking to get a feud with him. I would thought that was going to be exciting to see those two go at it for WrestleMania, but Drew ended up walking out through the crowd and he completely was done. Then we go to the backstage. Shinsuke Nakamura, he's backstage. He's talking to Tama Tonga again. He's giving him a little bit of talk and having a great conversation with him. He tells him that he needs to stay away from his family and go in his own man and be his own direction. But of course, Sikoa injected himself, and he lets him know you need to stay away from his family, or he's going to end up getting hurt. And of course, Shinsuke Nakamura ends up walking away. Then we come back from the commercial break. We end up having Trick Williams getting into an argument with the general manager, Nick Aldis. And then on top of that, Jacob Fatu runs into him too. They both disrespect each other. They get some barbs back and forth with each other. And things break down as Nick Aldis ended up booking a match between Jacob Fatu and as well as Trick Williams. That match was very on fire, and it lit a fire under that singles match. And I wanted to see more of what we was going to get directly with Jacob Fatu and everybody else that was officially involved. But it was calm, cool, and collective. It had a lot of detail when it came to the overall presentation. But we're going to get into the first action of the night. Solo Sikoa and Talla Tonga in a non-title match against Uncle Howdy and Erick Rowan of the Wide Six. This match was cool for what it was. It was a lot of back and forth. Great chemistry from both angles, from both teams. Great dialogue. The storyline continues to be pending and is really continue to be captivating and keeping us highly interested. But I'm all for it as the Wyatts ended up getting the victory over the MFTs. More importantly, it was cool. It was cool. It was a great direction. It had a lot of implements to it. It had a lot of fire when it came to the match. A lot of involvement from both parties when it came to both stables. But more importantly, it kept me highly invested. So we look like we're going to get them involved. Nikki Cross was close to getting the ladder when it came to the match, but things broke down very quickly as Uncle Howdy was able to get the ladder, but he was taken out very quickly by Talla Tonga, who took care of business from behind, and they were able to steal it back to continue the programming feud that's been going on with them lately, and it's going to be good. Then we head to the backstage with Los Garza. That duel has been missing for a little bit, but of course, our native jobbers. When it comes to those two, Damian Priest and R-Truth, of course, had a little bit of an interaction with them, even to what their hard work from winning the gauntlet to become the number one contenders for the tag team championship. Damian Priest then agrees to a match later on when it comes to Damian Priest and R-Truth taking on Los Garza. And that match ended up happening, and things broke down very quickly, as it happens later in the show. Then we get to women's action. We had Jade Cargill versus Michin for the non-title match for the WWE Women's Championship. This is a revisit feud after Jade Cargill had injured Michin after things had broke down with them over the course of last year in 2025 towards the end, if you're familiar with their storyline. But it got really intense after everything broke down. But of course, Jade Cargill ended up being a true player, handling business, being on top of her game, and was dominating that match. Rhea Ripley came down, of course, came to interject herself, had a lot of words to say, lead up towards their beef. Rhea Ripley's promo was a little bit weak, but it was okay. I had talked about a whole lot about women's empowerment and a whole lot of things, and then basically berating Jade Cargill, telling her she's not even the A girl or B or C. Basically, she's just a B. And then things broke down from there as Jade Cargill was looking like the scary heel. I'm not too fond of that. Jade Cargill should be a dominant force and basically not back down from anyone. But it seemed like they had changed her direction of her character. And I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it too much. I'd like to know from you guys' point of view, how are you guys feeling when it comes to Jade Cargill's character switch up? But for myself, I'm definitely not feeling it at all when it comes to her just in general. I would love to see a little bit more. I would love to see things actually look a little bit better when it comes to her. But right now at this moment, it's like cancel Christmas on the direction they have been going with Jade Cargill, but I would like to see a little bit better just from both these ladies. These ladies are one of our top ladies in the division. Strong caliber match. They're both arsenals of move styles, and just their presentation is like strong woman empowerment and stuff like that. But I like to see some change with these ladies. I believe the chemistry can be really good, but the promos have been a little bit lackluster, especially being a 3 hour show. The writers need to do a little bit better when it comes to interjecting themselves with this women's division. It seems like they're being a little bit mid and not really caring about the women's division as much. Hunter's heading ahead of it. Hunter needs to go ahead and figure his situation out and get back to getting us what we deserve when it comes not only to men's and the women's division as well. Then we get to a backstage altercation. We have Cody Rhodes talking to Nick Aldis about the contract, and of course the GM says everything looks good. Sami Zayn walks in, congratulations, and then he was rooting for him. But Cody said he doesn't believe him for what things have been going on, especially if they have that friendship with Randy Orton, and he wants to know what's going on in between. But of course, Sami Zayn most likely is looking for a title shot down the line between whoever wins between Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. But it was a little tease that like Cody Rhodes was going to go heel, but later in the showcase, everything broke down very differently, and it was crazy from what happened in the last climax of the night for Friday Night SmackDown. Then we get to Aleister Black and Zelina Vega. They walk in after that promo situation, and they walk up to Sami Zayn, playing the road to the T of similar to Karrion Kross. He's very basically everybody's making a comparison, but Aleister's been doing it a whole lot longer, even beforehand, and Karrion Kross took it when Aleister got released, but then Karrion left, got released as well. Aleister went back to playing that full role of antagonizing, manipulator, getting into people's mind, trying to have them change their attitude, and so on, so on. But I'm intrigued to see what may actually happen. But you never know. You just gotta tune in each and every single week to see the situation with Aleister Black and Zelina Vega. I'm loving their chemistry. It works very well when it comes to what they truly have been doing. And I love how everything has been really transitioning for them on a weekly basis. And I look forward to seeing what else may happen throughout the course with their relationship, being a married couple, but also interjecting themselves on the men's and women's roster, planting the seeds of doubt or even changes for character to kind of renovate themselves, but more importantly, putting themselves in the landline of getting championship wins and everything between. Aleister Black's character needs to be revamped to a higher degree, a little bit more serious. Maybe put a bigger stable around him, tag team division. Something's like missing with him, similar to when he was in AEW with the House of Black. Maybe he needs to have his own version in WWE with some new upcomers, kind of get them involved with everything that has been going on and go from there. Then we get ready for the official next match for the tag team division. We had the Bella Twins. They were at ringside for the Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair challenging Nia Jax and Last Legend, the Irresistible Force. Those ladies have been dominant and handling things in a big way, kind of like the Twin Towers. But their chemistry is coming along very well. Nia Jax, being a veteran, is a great stepping stone to really help Last Legend in a really big way. More importantly, seeing how they gel together and mix it up. But I'm excited to see how they continue to work together without getting overwhelmed, working slow pace, not fast because they're big girls, so it's not going to be like high profile moves, but it could be great chemistry with kind of like similar to what Kane and Big Show were back in the days when they were running things back in the 2000s, and I can see that happening with these two ladies being dominant force. But Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, I like to see them kind of tease a little bit for them to have a breakup. I think Alexa Bliss needs to be back to her dark persona a little bit more. She's a little bit too much jolly, too much smiling, waving. But I understand they're selling her doll and stuff like that as a big merch seller. Charlotte's finally got over as being a face thanks to Alexa Bliss because they paired her with her. And Charlotte is better as a heel, but of course she's trying to make it work, smiling jolly, but I'm not believing it. I need her to go back to being dominant as being a true heel as well. Um, but of course, then things broke down as the Irresistible Force ends up retaining the tag team championship after a no contest. The Bellas gets involved, and of course, they ended up receiving a tag team championship for next week for the tag team championship. And I see Alexa Bliss and Charlotte getting involved, and then we're gonna have a three-way at WrestleMania, or even the week before. It could be those three teams going at it with the Bella Twins, the Irresistible Force, and then Charlotte and Alexa Bliss, which could become Cool Collective, but not too bad. But I'm excited. Um, but it's like a yay, we got that going on, but not like over the top. Like this is gonna be killing. It's gonna put on a 5-star classic. But more than anything, it's gonna be all right for my own personal opinion. Then we get to Damian Priest and R-Truth taking on Los Garza, and things break down very quickly as Damian Priest and R-Truth end up picking up the victory with their combination setup tag team moves, end up to their finishers and getting a clean victory over Los Garza. And then we go to the back of seeing still Johnny Gargano being a sad puppy throughout the course of the night. Um, his situation is becoming more dire. I know he still has a whole lot of time left on his contract. Alex Shelley's looking to interject himself to help and get him back into a good graces when it comes to how things have been going on with his situation. But time will tell to see how things may actually continue to go on for Alex. But I'm excited to see what may actually happen for him get involved. But it seems like the rest of Motor City Machine Gun is not excited about this whole situation when it comes to the situations going on. Chris Sabin is not understanding why he's helping, but things break down very quickly. And I can see something happening with their teasing Motor City Machine Gun being breaking up, but no, they need to be a stay attack team currently right now, just the way how they gel together. Put them back in the tag team division and get the ball rolling with them. The storyline is kind of like mid at best. And Johnny Gargano needs to go back to being Johnny Wrestling, do his thing, get the smiles, get everything going, get the hot prop spots, run for the United States Championship, and go at it with Carmelo Hayes and as well as Ilya Dragunov, Trick Williams, and so many others that may be available. Even but Danhausen looks like he's a free agent, and he's flip flopping on both shows on Raw and SmackDown, so he's not officially signed to an actual show. So he's getting shipped around. Speaking of Danhausen, he ended up talking to The Miz, of course, getting the fans involved in the situation and trying to get their chemistry going. But he tells Miz if anything doesn't go well, he will be cursed. And things broke down quickly when that extra promo. It was hilarious. Danhausen continues to entertain me each and every single week. And I love the direction that they have been actually going with Danhausen. It's nothing more that you can take away from Danhausen as he continues to be interesting every single week. Then we get to The Miz, who's hosting Miz TV. Jellyroll comes out there for a Miz TV interview. They chop it up very quickly, but things hit a high guard when we get Kit Wilson. He ended up coming out there, interjecting himself, called Jellyroll Toxic. Looks like we're getting a celebrity match, Jellyroll versus Kit Wilson. I'm all for it, but I look forward to seeing when we go down. But things broke down very quickly. Kit Wilson tries to get a sneak attack on Jellyroll, but things broke down very quickly as Jellyroll tried to swing Kit Wilson. And of course, because The Miz got cursed earlier in the promo by Danhausen, he ended up getting knocked out by Jellyroll. And Jellyroll ended up celebrating the ring. Everything was breaking down quickly. The things really were in the high regards. So it looks that's going to be the celebrity WrestleMania wing match of Jellyroll versus Kit Wilson. The Miz got taken out, and of course that ended that promo with the way how things were breaking down. Then we get to women's action. Tiffany Stratton, of course, is working her way back into the limelight of the women's division. She was able to defeat Kiana James, who was along with Tiffany, well, Giulia, and things broke down very quickly. As we had Chelsea Green interjected herself with a distracting, got involved, including Alba Fire, because of what happened earlier with Tiffany was promote herself. Chelsea Green was willing to challenge herself directly in there, and I mean it was hilarious. It was funny, and then Tiffany pushed her out the way and still continued to talk about the upcoming match, but she was able to get the victory with the prettiest moonsault ever and was able to secure the victory. But Chelsea Green continues to be hilarious every single week, and I'm enjoying what Tiffany was doing in this match. But it was cool. It was calm. It was cool. It was collective. It had a lot to go down. Tiffany Stratton looks like she's gonna be the one going for Giulia for the United States Championship WrestleMania. In regards, it's gonna be good. It can be. Giulia got her mouthpiece when it comes to Kiana James. More importantly, I see Tiffany Stratton walking away, becoming the next women's champion pretty soon. Then we get to Trick Williams versus Jacob Fatu. This match was a lot. I want to see more of it. Of Trick Williams and Jacob Fatu. They have really great chemistry. Give me everything that we can get when it comes to them. I'm excited to see what may happen when it comes to all them being involved. But give me that on the regular. Give me that every single week. Give me Trick Williams and give me Jacob Fatu on a regular basis. I'll be cool for it. Trick Williams was able to get the victory after interference from Drew McIntyre, who earlier basically said he quit but lied about this whole situation. Was able to get the offense attack on Jacob Fatu, cost Jacob Fatu the actual match, ladies and gentlemen. And things broke down very quickly from there. Then we get to the contract signing of Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. First it was sombering. They was about to hug each other. But what we got was the best thing I am happy to see. We got heel Randy Orton back in our graces. Everybody was talking about it was going to be heel Cody Rhodes, but we got Randy Orton. I know it's kind of sad and sour that we got heels back to back. Our top faces turning heel against Cody Rhodes. They're keeping him as the big Hulk Hogan until they're ready to turn him heel. But right now, we have everything that we really wanted. We got the bald Randy Orton, clean shaved, the whole 9 yards. Things broke down very quickly. Randy Orton low blowed him, put the beat down on Cody Rhodes, bust him open in his forehead, and he took care of business the best way he possibly can. Not only did he interject himself by getting the steel stairs and beating Cody Rhodes' head in, but he also wedged him in between the steel steps, got a chair. The staff got involved. Even Nick Aldis came down there. But Randy Orton walked away, but then came back, grabbed that chair, and busted over Cody Rhodes' head, leaving him laid out. And, of course, standing tall after everything broke down. Jellyroll came out there, but, of course, he was shocked for what happened because he was close friends with Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. And things was at a no mercy regard when it comes to Randy Orton. Then things with this WWE Undisputed Championship has hit another level. We finally got things to finally peak up the way it should have been a long time ago. But I'm glad that we finally got it where it needs to be for SmackDown. But it still was bad. But it was good. It wasn't bad and it wasn't good at the same time. Like most people would say great. It was like an in-between. But is this worth it for like 3 hours? Not at all. It should not be 3 hours. They need to go back to 2 hours. But they did the best they can in regards to 3 hours. I prefer 2 hours SmackDown. 3 hours, yes, you get more wrestling during the week. But 2 hours just kind of like paces it a little bit. Get things on time. But don't rush the matches. You can just put a match here, match there. Build up the storyline. Get things going. But that's fantasy booking. from my own personal opinion. But it's so much more that we can see when it comes to just this alone. And I'm really excited to see what may actually happen when it comes to WrestleMania. It's going to be in Las Vegas again. I'll eventually will be trying to go and attend. Got to get those funds up to be able to attend the show, even though it looked like it's going to be a kidney, arm, and a leg. But I ain't doing all that. I'm just going to gradually go from there and do what I usually do every single time if it's WrestleMania season. Attend, have a good time, and make the best of it. But I thank you guys for coming through for this lovely review when it comes to Friday Night Smackdown. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, turn on post notification bells so you don't miss anything that truly happened. But what did you enjoy about everything that took place on SmackDown? Are you excited for WrestleMania, or are you having mixed reactions when it comes to how you feel about everything that has been flown with the land of WWE? Until the next episode, I will catch you later.